We're going. We're on.
Live.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live. It is 6 o'clock Arizona time, which is about, I think it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, about. I turned Canadian there for a second. About
A boot.
8 o'clock Eastern time, and I think it's about 2 a.m. in Europe.
Bull says, I hot here first. I think he meant I got here first.
Hot got. Either way, it works for Bull. So, hope you guys are having a great week. We had a terrific week. It's a little chilly outside, but probably...
Yeah, I'm wearing my sweater tonight. It's sweater weather outside.
Yeah, it's sweater weather.
Jason Harrison is here from UK.
From UK,
Bull.
yeah. Hey, Bull. Hey, Jason. It's late where Jason is.
Lee Harrington. So, yeah, there's
Okay, so couple of things we want to talk about just in this little intro, give people time to come in. We're actually going to do 2 different giveaways tonight. It's a double bonus night. So, and Vicky has come up with some great trivia questions. So we'll give away, we'll do our first giveaway early and then our second one toward the end. So do you want to talk about anything in particular?
No, I want to hear about the giveaways.
Okay. I'll be talking
No,
about
I
that.
don't have anything. It's just everything's going great. I went to the doctor today. He said my knees are as good as they'll ever be, and he said the X-rays look perfect, and so my knee replacement evidently was successful.
You have both of them done.
Yeah, I had both of them done last year, and they're about four months apart, something. I had my left one done, then my right one, and I still get a little pain in them now and then, but
John's here from Latvia.
nothing what I had, nothing like what I had with arthritis pain. So,
All right.
so anyway, my knees are alive and well.
Good. Good. So John's here from Latvia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know where Latvia is now.
Yeah, we
looked it up on the map.
We looked it up. Yes.
Bert's here. Yeah, a bunch of people popping in.
Cool. Good.
I'm
So-
trying to read them, but they're going too fast.
All right. So we want to, first announcement I want to make is in Atlanta next month. Vicky and I are going to Workbench Con. We're flying out there on the 19th, flying back on the 23rd.
There's one thing. I have my hearing aid in.
Yes.
You don't need to shout.
I thank you for letting me know.
That's all right.
So on the 19th, that evening, we get in actually doing a special, gonna be, Vicky and I are going out to the Gwinnett Woodworkers group, who we did a Skype with them last year. We're actually going out on location in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is a suburb, I guess, of Atlanta. And we're going to be doing a little teaching and, meeting with those guys out there. So you guys are cordially invited. Anybody that's in and around the Atlanta area, you're cordially invited to come out. If you're interested in that, we'll be going over more details, or send me an email.
Brad and
Almost
Diana.
makes me wish I could go.
Brad and Diana are here. I hope you guys
Hi,
are
Brad and
safe.
Diana. Hope you guys are okay over there. Anyway, so we'll be doing kind of a facsimile of a meetup while we're out there with the Gwinnett Woodworkers group. But then we're also going to do another meetup for the people that can't make it there on Wednesday night, Sunday, middle of the day, something like that. We don't fly out till Sunday at like 6 o'clock in the evening. So they're at the hotel where we're staying, like we have done the last 2 years. We'll probably do a little meetup there as well, somewhere in the lobby. But we'll have more details on that as we go along, as we get closer to it. But we're excited about getting together with the Gwinnett Woodworking group out there. A bunch
Brad
of
and
really
Diana's-
cool
I'm
people.
Sorry, Brad and Diana said they're safe.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So that was that. I'm going to go over something in a minute here, but we can do the first giveaway.
Let's do the first giveaway.
Okay, so the first giveaway is actually, well, Vicky can talk about this. a hat.
So,
But
yeah.
this hat doesn't belong to us.
No, Frank Jenkins won that hat in one of the trivia questions a month or 2 months or a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He called me last night and said when he was here at our seminar, he bought 2. So he's donating that as a giveaway tonight. So that is actually from Frank.
Yes. So whoever wins this, you guys can thank Frank Jenkins for that because that's who it's coming from.
You're going to have to write down the name just so you know.
Oh, I will.
All right. So is everybody ready for the trivia question?
Vic is asking the question.
All right. So I was trying to find good questions that are going to be good questions and fun questions. So here is the question.
So international, no international, right? Domestic
no international,
only.
Domestic only. So
Yeah.
yes.
And first answer
So I
that
guess
Vicky
it
sees.
won't be about Latvia then.
No, it won't be about love. Yeah.
Probably not.
All right. You ready? Here we go. What was Cookie Monster's real name?
I don't even know that.
I don't either.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wasn't,
Frank says Vicky charged the domestic freight to my account. Frank is opening this up to, if I'm not mistaken,
Domestic.
charge the domestic freight.
Yeah. No, we'll pay for the
We'll
freight.
take care of it. No,
we'll
that's
we'll
good.
pay for the freight, Frank.
What is the Cookie Monster's real name?
was the Cookie Monster, was that the Sesame Street character?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sesame
Chris
Street.
Singleton.
Chris Singleton.
Got it right. It's Sid.
He's the Google Meister, I
Yep.
guess.
Van Devers got it. James Odom got it.
Everybody's.
Well, a lot of people watch that all the
With the
time.
kids,
I
yeah.
just,
So
Yeah.
write his name down, please.
All right.
I
So
remember-
who is that?
I
Who
remember
won
when-
it?
Chris Singleton.
Chris Singleton. Okay.
when all of you kids were young, I remember you and your mother used to watch that all the time. I always had something else to do.
Oh,
but-
that big bird always freaked me out.
Congratulations, Chris. Thank Frank. So that will be, we'll be shipping that out for you tomorrow. So we'll do another giveaway here in a few minutes. So,
Dave, you're gonna have to look up if you're really dark on your
I'm
face.
sorry. Okay. Got to make sure I'm staying on
Well, lift
course
do
here.
something. You
Okay.
How's my hat looking?
don't ask Bull. He wants that hat. He's already.
Well, you want in one hand and spit in the
Yeah.
other one, see which one gets wet.
All right. So next.
Next, just a reminder before I go into our main deal. A reminder: next Friday night we are actually people that want to come to the class in March.
Providing I live that long.
Yeah, let's hope so. So if you guys want to get in on that drawing, again, it's in March. I think it's March 20th.
Yeah, Frank says that's not the version I heard Dave say.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're keeping it clean tonight, Frank.
So far.
So far.
Our class is a weekend. I think it's March 22nd, 23rd. I didn't write it down, but I think it's March 22nd, 23rd. And if you guys want to come to that class, we can only have 6 people plus the spouses if the spouses come. So we have to limit it to just 6. So we give everybody enough attention and teaching. So if you guys want to get in on that drawing, be sure and write Vicky an email, vickywithdavescience@gmail.com, and let her know. We've got 1 week to go before we do the drawing for that. So that is that. Any questions on that? Let us know. All right. So, Dad, would you set this over there?
Sure.
So,
And they are on for sale on the website. Oh, cup. No, the cup is not. That's from Frank. Frank Jenkins gave him that cup.
that's right. Check that out. Big game
I
tomorrow.
thought it said cap, but she typed cup.
Big game tomorrow. Playing the 49ers. All right. So, you guys know that we did, I think it was last Saturday.
I think it was.
On Dad's Dave's senior moment, we did a special one where we talked about the colors, and we did red and
This is the matte paint.
yep.
So okay.
This is the Fusion matte. I'm going to show that one in a minute. Anyway, so if you guys haven't seen that video, basically, you know that, hopefully if you've been watching for a while, that we really only use primer and ink up till now. What?
What is that on the side of your can?
Oh, that's the lid, or the nozzle. I dropped it and busted it off, and it's still in there. But if I set that on top of there really careful, I can still spray.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't dug that out yet, and it's in there pretty good. So that's how I keep it there. I was trying to hide it. I tried to put it like that.
Better than wasting a can of paint.
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw it away. I'm too cheap for that. Anyway, so I digress.
Sorry.
So you guys know that we really only use for the spray in the background, we really only use primer or ink. But I found out that if you use matte, and I've used Rust-Oleum and Fusion and the Krylon, if you use the matte finish, it actually works really, really good.
Ready?
It works great.
Didn't want to zoom.
No bleeding, and as long as you don't overspray, it works really, really well. So if you haven't seen, it would be Senior Moment episode 18, I believe, where I really go over this. Dad and I, we talk about the history of how we started using the ink and all of that.
And why we've always recommended ink, and we've always discouraged people from using paint.
Until now.
But because of what Eric has discovered.
Todd Powell says the satin paints work too. You want to explain that?
I tried satin. It may work for you, Todd, but it didn't work for me. I tried satin, and it bled. It didn't work for me. Now, I don't know if I tried the same satin that you did, and I don't know, what wood you were using and all that, but Todd, I tried satin, and I didn't have good results with satin.
No, it bled pretty good on a pine board, and
now,
we don't spray heavy. We spray fairly light, and it bled pretty good. So
yeah,
we're if satin works fine for you, that's great, but we're not recommending it.
So this is pine, and there's no sanding sealer on there at all. So pine is the one that has the biggest tendency for me of what I've used to bleed. So the reason I'm going over this is somebody on Facebook, I can't remember who it was, said that they, based on my recommendation, they used the Fusion Black, the matte black, and had really bad results with it. It bled. Now, I can't remember, but on episode 18, I don't think when we filmed that, I don't think I'd had a chance to use the matte black, but I can't remember whether I had talked about it or not. So I used it today, and great results. No issues whatsoever. It didn't bleed. It sprayed. Now, the one thing about this stuff, it takes about a half hour to dry. At least 20 minutes to a half hour. That's what it says on the can. But once it was dry, I sanded it off. I didn't have any bleeding at all.
And that, again, doesn't have the sanding sealer.
Again, no sanding sealer. And this is pine. So my hunch is, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was that had the bad results. My hunch is that he was overspraying. And it's so easy to do.
Either that or it wasn't the matte. One or the other.
Yeah.
If you just use regular black paint, it's gonna bleed. And if you, even with the matte, if you overspray it, if you let it puddle, I mean really, you put it on heavy, there's always a possibility it's gonna bleed. So.
This was sprayed 2 really, really light coats, and you can see it's as black as it needs to be. You just don't need to spray heavy. But again, this has got, the one thing I didn't mention on 18, this has got like two coats of the Krylon Crystal Clear on it, so you can put finish on this, no issues at all. And you can see actually the fact that this stuff is matte, it still has a shine on it when you put gloss finish on it, and this has 1 coat of the Krylon gloss.
Roy Smith says, how well did it sand off compared to Marsh and other primers?
It sanded off perfectly. No issue. Just like it was primer. It sanded off just like primer or ink. Now, I will say that I was just a little hesitant on the black that it felt like it might have loaded up my, because I'm using the disc sander now, not the belt, and it loaded up a little bit on my disc, but I think I was using too fine of a grit
Yeah, I'll get
to
to it,
start
Fred.
off with. So normally I start off with 50 or 60 grit, something like that, and I was using an 80, and it built up a little bit. Although the sanding disc, the sanding belt cleaner cleaned it right off. So I think that was my error, that I just tried 80 right off the bat, and I normally go rougher than that to get the most of the black off. So I'm really happy with the matte black. Again, I would put this right in the same category as the primer and the ink now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bull wants to know how deep you usually go with your 60-degree bit.
It all depends on what I'm doing, Bull. If I'm carving 1-inch inset letters, 1/8 inch to 3/16, but it depends on the font too. So, it really depends on what you're cutting. I just go as deep as I can go for the width that I need. Again, I've only really been even talking depths of router bits for the last year or so, because so many people ask me that question. But I really go by the width of the cut. I just do. So
And I've always, just about always gone by depth. So 1/8 inch, 125, or 3/16, 187. Anywhere around that depth, you're going to get pretty good results. Sometimes, depending on the font, depending on what you're doing, you might want to go a little deeper, you might want to go a little lighter. But somewhere between 1/8 and 3/16 is generally, you probably 85-90% of what I do is at that depth.
Okay, Michael Considine
hey, Mike.
says is there matte in different colors?
Yeah.
I think we've got in
15
our Amazon store. There's 14, not including black. Black
Yeah.
I haven't put in there, but because we
Yeah.
didn't know yet.
15 different colors as far as the Krylon Fusion. Now, the Rust-Oleum blue that I used, that I showed on 18, I don't know how many colors they have. They probably got a bunch, but yeah, that's the cool thing. And I really like
Justin,
them.
we got the paint, the Krylon on Amazon. We put them in our Amazon store. So
All of these are in the Amazon store now. I think, except maybe not the matte
the black's not.
We
yet,
got to
but
add the
yeah,
black.
you just did
Yeah.
that today. So.
Yeah. Anyway, this stuff, if you guys, if you're like me and pink, or they want some girl type color, the only way I could do it really is by the paint. If they, especially if they wanted a background that is, some strange color, I'd have to try and find it and paint it in there by hand.
Frank did that on that big sign that he's making. When I talked to him the other night, he was painting those inset letters.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, all those inset
It's a
letters.
nightmare. It's a nightmare, but that's always been the way I've done it.
These colors are going to make a big difference in your making signs.
Yeah.
Rick Anderson says there's 65 different colors. I didn't see. Not
That's
on
a lot of
Amazon.
colors.
Oh well, on this stuff, I don't think so. That's Greg Anderson.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, this is the Fusion all-in-one paint and primer matte. Now they may have some other matte colors that I don't know about. Very possible.
You went to their website, right?
I went to. Yes, I did go to Krylon's website, and that's where I saw all of their colors. I bought these cans down at Lowe's, and so when I tried these, I knew they worked. That took me to Krylon's website, and I anything else I don't know other than that Rust-Oleum. So I can't, it could be that Krylon has other paint that is a matte finish that works. I really don't know, guys. This is the only one I've tried. This particular one, Fusion all-in-one paint
Jason
plus
says
primer.
he can't find it in the UK.
Can't find this?
Yeah.
Jason, just try it, whatever you have, try a matte finish. Just try the matte and see if it works. I don't know, but it's worth a try. I never, it was just kind of a fluke that I decided to try this stuff, and it worked out. But there may be 10 different manufacturers out there that have a matte finish spray paint that would work. I don't know.
It says you can find the Krylon, just not the Fusion.
Maybe Krylon regular matte will work. Honestly, I don't know. This is the first one I've tried,
Yeah,
and
just experiment.
Yeah.
Get
So
different
John
ones.
from Latvia says, try any matte. I did in Latvia. It's okay. So any kind of matte.
John, let me ask you: are you talking about a spray? You know, because as long as it's not brush on, if it's a spray and it's a matte, that's good to know. If what you're talking about is a spray, so that's encouraging. Then it could be, there might be 10 different types of spray paint out there that's a matte finish that might work. So you could have, if that does turn out to be right, you could probably have an infinite number of colors that you could use, that you could spray and not have to brush it in there. What a pain. That's always been a pain. That's always been one of the things that was really tough when you've got somebody that wants something special. So anyway.
So John, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the last name, says Roger, spray paint info for Harrison in UK. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry.
Yeah, and normally spray paint is a 4-letter word for us, but we're changing our tune on that, especially if it's matte.
Oh, Bull, you're sick. Okay. Will Hackler says, have you ever used pocket screws for framing or border around signs?
I've used pocket screws. I really like them. I mean, they're the Craig little Craig thing for pocket screws. Is just
I bought one. I love that
yeah,
thing.
just absolutely tremendous. I haven't used it for making frames for signs. I have used it for picture frames, but I wouldn't hesitate for a moment if I had a sign that I wanted to make a frame for. If you've got a Craig or any other pocket, I think there's another pocket J
Yeah, there is.
manufacturer. But those
Armor
pocket
tool.
screw applications are just phenomenal. Great invention.
Yeah, and I used the pocket screws on that add-on to that big Darnell sign that I did. I actually added a piece on to cut it off and added a piece on and glued and pocket screwed it on the end, and it worked out great. So, but that's the only time I've really used it. But I would absolutely
You're
recommend.
making a cabinet and you're putting drawers together, face frames that go on the front of a cabinet, anything that you can use and put together with a pocket screw attachment system.
On second, you guys know that all the bits that we use are made by Amana. So my good friend Chris Miller over at Amana, terrific guy. We met a show up there. He sent us some stuff to give away. Be called Happy Mail. So we have here an Amana hat and a 60-degree V-groove bit, our regular 60-degree V-groove bit. So this, whoever wins this is getting both. This is brand new 60-degree bit made by Amana, and I love this.
Pretty nice of them to send us stuff that we can give away to our viewers. And it's the 60-degree bit is a valuable bit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we sell this for $19. So we'll be sending this out to somebody. So and we've got more stuff that we've got more hats and more bits that Amana has sent us, and every 2, 3, 4 weeks we'll be throwing in a giveaway for a hat and a bit as well.
And I'm always playing on the ledger of making new stuff, and I'll make stuff from time to time that'll be one of a kind that we'll give away.
Okay, here's the question.
Okay, here it comes.
Ready? This is a tricky one. Okay. What was bubble wrap originally intended to be used for? Dot? Don't you dare.
I can't guess.
No, you cannot. What was
Okay.
bubble wrap originally intended to be used for?
If you don't know,
All right,
you
guys,
won't
get
guess
your
it.
Google on.
I guarantee that. If you don't know that,
Oh.
unless
Nope,
you
nope,
unless
nope.
you look it
Bull
up,
says music.
music
Nope.
for fun, popping it with your feet.
I'm gonna give this to Jerry. Jerry Trent says wallpaper. 3D wallpaper is correct.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I never would have guessed that.
So
See?
can you write Jerry Trent? Trent?
Jerry Trent.
Did you get your Google on, Jerry, or did you know that?
Yeah.
Weight loss. Dan Yoda said weight loss.
Weight loss.
Baby diapers, whatever.
All right. Congratulations, Jerry. So you got
Google.
yourself,
He said Google.
yeah, you got yourself a 60-degree bit and a hat
And then the man hat.
on the way.
Congratulations.
Bull says, who the hell besides crazy rooms, who the hell besides crazy rooms would put that up as wallpaper? Padded rooms.
Yeah.
I would, just to keep my kids or my grandkids busy.
3D wallpaper. Now it makes me want to put it up on the wall and see what
I
it
know,
looks like.
huh?
Yeah.
And bounce off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are wrapping it up here. So a couple more announcements. If you guys still want to be part of the Sign Carvers directory, that's something that Vicky is putting together. We got a bunch in there already, but if you guys want to be part of that directory, absolutely.
Directory.
Yeah, I know. Stumbling over my
Tongue-tied.
words. You guys can absolutely send me a couple pictures of what you've done, and if it's appropriate, we'll definitely add you to the directory.
Frank says, wrap your boards in it and you'll see the 3D art. Yeah.
Anyway, so let Vicky know. Vicky with
Yes, Eric does have his computer fixed.
yes, my computer is fixed. So this Wednesday is going to be another episode of Sign Carvers of the Day. So if you guys have signs that you want to send me for Sign Carvers of the Day, bring them on. Eric at makeawoodsign.com. Remember, only one picture per month per person, just because I get so many. But my computer was down for a couple weeks, but now I'm up and running with my computer again.
Bull wants, he says, when is the Sign Carver directory coming out, or is it still up? It's still in process. And if you're interested in it, when it's done, you'll have to let me know, and I'll just email it to you. Bull, your name isn't on that list. How come? Why? Why haven't you been put into the directory?
There's a lot of great sign carvers
Yeah.
out there.
Frank's
I'm
not
not
in
saying
there.
that Bull is one of those, but actually Bull is a great sign carver.
Les Cole says, Eric, have you ever used an Amana Spectra Extreme bit?
Not yet. However, Chris is wanting me to try some different bits, and the Spectra is supposed to be a pretty good bit. That's a coating that they put on the bit to make it last longer.
Frank, I'll look. Now I can't remember. Seems like...
Anyway, I have not that particular one. No, I have not. I think I'm getting some samples of Spectra bits to give them a try and see what they do. I'll let you know.
And it's something that Amanda's doing for us.
Yeah, Amanda Chris wants to sell more bits.
Right.
So if we
Okay,
carry
then you
more
are.
bits,
I'm
he's going to
sorry.
sell more.
Okay, Matt Bay says, can a spiral upcut be sharpened?
Probably, but not by us. You got to have
If you know tool geometry, I've been sharpening spiral bits by hand for 50 years or better, but I don't sharpen them for anybody else simply because spiral bits should be machine sharpened so that both flutes are identical. I happen to know a little bit about tool geometry, so I sharpen them, but every time I sharpen one, then when I'm using it, only one of the flutes is cutting, because there's no way that you can sharpen them by hand and get them accurate. So yeah, they can be sharpened. And they can be sharpened by hand, but if you want them to be accurate, they have to be machine sharpened, and we don't do that.
And the problem that you're probably going to run into, even if you could find a shop that would sharpen them, probably it's going to cost you as much or more to sharpen it as it will be just to buy a new one. So they're almost throwaway.
All right, we have a couple more questions.
You know,
Dia-
let me say before you go to the question, on the bits for spiral bits that I want to send to be machine sharpened, I send them in to Woodworkers Emporium in Las Vegas. They send them out to somebody that does nothing but bit sharpening. So you can send them and get them sharpened, and they're not terribly expensive. I think they cost like $12.50, $13, something like that to get them sharpened, whereas you pay maybe $25 or $30 for a new one. So send me an email if you want to know where to send those. I'll send you the name and address to send them to in Las Vegas.
That's
Okay.
Dave at davesigns.com.
Okay, so gosh darn it. Somebody asked. Oh, DIY Wally says asked if we were putting from people from Canada in the directory. Yes, we have Canada, Sweden,
International, yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah, we'll-
That way, if we have people,
We'll put
Yeah.
John from Latvia in there.
if we have people in your area that need a sign and we can't do it and ship it, we will send them to you to do it.
Yeah.
So, and then let's see. Gosh darn it. Darren Hawkins, why does my profile leave burning marks only in the grain of pine?
Okay. Daryl, there could be a lot of different reasons for that. So shoot me an email. I'll just right off the top of my head. If it's leaving burn marks, either your bit is needs to be cleaned. It's very possible. I always have to think of all of the different scenarios. Make sure you're running your router bit at full speed in your router. That could be an issue if you're not running full speed. If you're trying to go too deep, if the wood that you're cutting, the pine that you're cutting, if it's too wet, that could be an issue. And it could be that your bit is dull. I don't know how old it is. So there's a lot of different possible scenarios. So email me directly, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and send me some pictures. If you send me a picture of your bit and what it's doing in your wood, then I can probably put together a picture of maybe what's going on.
Remember though, just like we talked about before on our last video, keep your router bits clean with that little brass brush and a Dremel. The cleaner you keep them, the longer they last and the less they'll burn.
John OJ says, love the keychains y'all send with bits I buy from y'all. We have not sent keychains in a year and a half.
Been a while since we
Been a
sent
while.
keychains.
Now we
Yeah.
send candy.
Now we send candy cane. Yeah.
Well,
I still like the keychains. If it was up to me, we'd still be sending them
Well,
because I make
there
them.
you go.
there you go. All right, guys, it's time to say goodnight, Gracie.
All right, tomorrow morning, a new episode of Senior Moments with this guy. So check it out. You'll like it. It's kind of a cool story.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's one of my better memories on my country signs.
Bull Jordan says we don't send it to him because he said the witch always eats his candy. I send notes. This is not for you. This is for Tabitha.
All right, you guys, that
And
is
Give
it.
us thumbs up. Give us thumbs up.
Yeah, and I don't have any reason at all why my voice quit cracking the way it was. It's just in the last week or so, it's leveled out, and I just don't have any problems. I can talk on the phone, and it's just not cracking like it was. I don't have any reason, any reason at all why it quit doing that. Other than the fact that I'm almost 86, maybe that's why.
You grew out of it.
I grew out of it.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up.
All right, guys, that's it. So Monday is going to be sign carvers of the day, I think. Yeah, I said Wednesday, but it's actually Monday. And then we've got a coffee and questions with some good stuff coming up on Wednesday. And we will see you back here for his birthday next Friday. And tomorrow morning, you'll see him seeing Dad doing a senior moments.
All right,
So,
guys.
any questions, let me know. Eric at makeawoodsign.com.
Ryan just says, love you guys. I didn't even know he was here.
Hey, Ryan.
Somebody asked how Ryan was doing. Ask Ryan.
Yeah, there he
Yeah.
is.
Are you out there running, Ryan?
I think he's wheeling.
Yeah.
Is he on crutches now? He's out of the wheelchair?
No, he's still on the wheelchair.
Oh,
He's
okay.
both
Yeah.
around the house in the wheelchair.
Making his hilarious damn videos.
Yeah,
oh my
making his
gosh, that
videos.
makes me laugh.
Anyway,
I
guys.
saw that post that Amy made. That was really a great post, by the way.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
All right, you guys email or text or chat, whatever. We are out.
Love you guys.
Back to
Thanks
playing
again.
dodgeball.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Dave.
Goodbye, Dave.